Me here for the first round of the MRC versus where is it? NGR Racing NGR round 1 at Bathurst. We're already in qualifying. I've already put a time in, not a very good time. Sees me in 7th place. Don't really stream these things normally, so you might have to bear with me. I might not talk a lot, but messed up for some reason there, not put me on track properly. There we go. So yeah, see how well I can do. This is still qualifying. Now put myself in front of someone else. I'll let them go down this straight, seeing as I'm on an out lap and they're probably on a fast lap. Took ages to come past me. And just settle myself into the rhythm of Bathurst, because it is a bit of a track that you've got to get yourself settled into, and see where I can put it in qualifying with the remaining time left. So I've got about 10 minutes left to qualifying, a bit less. Can certainly get a few more laps in. So it feels pretty good and stable on the out lap so far, giving me confidence for my fast lap, pushing it a bit more. Real harsh corner in the Lamborghini, that one. I can't seem to tune it out of the car. The way it dips down there and it almost messes me up every single lap, but like I say, I've tried to tune it out of the car. A bit of contact on the wall there, not good. So down 3 gears, looking for the apex, not running it wide. Same here really, just getting the apex hooked up, going nowhere near the curb, not in this Lamborghini anyway. Same into this first corner, I can't get anywhere near the actual apex and hit it because it just bumps me off. Almost did there and I didn't actually hit the curb, but I was still quite close to it. So it just don't give me the best run into the first corner, unless you get it absolutely perfect in this car, but what I can do around the rest of the lap that matters. So hoping the guy in front doesn't start holding me up now. He seems to have lost a bit of time there. I'm slow through this corner though, so he's definitely lost a bit of time. Let me past, thank you. At least he saw me coming and he knew what was going on. He already knew that he's messed his lap up, so he better off letting me past. Going down a gear just to make sure I've got the power on the exit. Oh, a bit wide on there. Oh, just couldn't gather it up on the brakes. So into another slow lap here now, but I'll try and still get a lap out of it, even though I've messed that up and lost time through there, and quite a lot of time. I'd estimate about 2 seconds. So a bit of a crucial lap to do it on as well, that's not good. Need this next one to be a good one then. Oh, excuse me. So this is the host in front of me now, but I hope he's quite fast and they don't get in my way. He's had a moment anyway on the first corner. I didn't have a particularly clean first corner, but he had a worse one and ended up spinning it. Unfortunate there for him. So I'm in 5th place so far, 2.6 seconds down though, so I can definitely improve on that. Oh god, oh, that actually hurt my wrist. Oh, big moment there. Ah, this car's unpredictable, just can't quite get used to it properly. Oh, that actually hurt. Oh, left wrist. Ow. Oh, moments like that don't help it straight afterwards. So it's a good job damage isn't on. Tyre wear is on though, so I'm just wasting the grip through these laps that I keep ruining. So that was a really big moment for me there, really. I wasn't expecting that, and not quite as drastically as that happened anyway. And actually give me some real world damage in the regard of a bit of wrist hurting. But I'm sure I'll get over that. Go really slow, not mess it up through there. No one behind me, so it doesn't really matter. Try an inside blind just in case we end up overtaking someone through there. So not too bad on the inside line. Just got to hold it on the brakes that little bit longer until we get it rolled around the apex. Another big moment from the rear end, so still struggling with the way this car handles, and I've done quite a bit of setup. None of it seemed to really do much help. Be much help for me, should I say. Oh god. So I needed that corner to be a good one, but never mind, let's concentrate on the first corner now. Too much oversteer every time, it's losing me time into every single corner at the moment. I need to look at my brakes. So before I had it on -2, which is towards the front, I'll stick it back on that and see if that seems to help at all. Because I don't feel like my brakes are doing me any favours at the moment. Meant to help stop me and get me through the corners, but they're just... Oh god, no, not again. Oh, so I keep messing up every lap into one corner or another. And not just a little mistake, but big mistakes, so I lose a lot of time. Try and sacrifice something from this lap. Let's get a practice lap out of it and go full pelt all the way. Tyres are getting slightly worn, but not too bad. Guy in front's gone wide. So he's pulled across and letting me pass. He doesn't know that I've ruined my lap, but so it looks like there's only 7 of us in this lobby, so it should be, if it doesn't get too spread out, it should be quite a good race. But obviously there is chance on a track like this, so it gets spread out straight away in the first couple of laps, and then we're all having a 50-minute race on our own basically. I had pretty much an hour-long race on my own last night, not quite on my own the whole way through, but felt like it at times. So it felt marginally better out of the last corner there, but not brilliant. So let's get another lap under our belt. Again, oversteer into that first corner, even though I'm trying to keep it gentle on the brakes and come off them as gently as I possibly can as well. But still, so I'm up slightly on my fastest time so far. This corner is a crucial one because it's a climb up the hill, and then this one up here is just major trouble for me in this car for some reason. It's a corner I really like attacking as well in the right car, but not in this one. So I've got to ease my way around that and then just concentrate on getting the climb up the hill right. Bit wide through there, but not too bad. get this line right, run it to the wall, and then dip it down, a little lift to get it turned in, run it to the curb on the right hand side. Oh, tap on the wall as it went in. Oh, I've done the same thing again, so it's that moment where I just lose it a little bit on the brakes and then pulls me over to the left hand side a tiny bit, but it's enough to just, because of how quickly you're going through there and how neat and tidy you've got to be, it's just enough for me to lose it really badly and then lose all the time because of it. So any time I might have gained through the whole first section of the lap, I probably undo in that one corner, and the rest of the lap's not too bad. So I need to just sort that one corner out now, and I'll probably have a better lap time out of it. So I'm down again on my time now because of that as well. So again, pretty much a waste of lap time. And I think qualifying in a minute will pretty much be over as well, so don't think I'm going to get a chance to get another lap in, but we'll go for it. No chance of going in for tyres and getting fresh tyres or anything like that. So big drift into the last corner. Yeah, he's said that qualifying's over, so that's it. No final lap. If he started the final, I really need to sort that rear end out or do something about it, because it's just not acceptable. It's going to be a real hindrance as the tyres go off. It's already bad enough with fresh tyres. Keep forgetting I'm on camera. So just about to start the race now. Not a full lobby, bit of a shame to see. Only 7 of us involved, but never mind. We've all gone to the effort of doing decent liveries and everything, so even though there's not many of us, we've all put a bit of effort in to be here. This is going to be a nightmare without traction control. Just nice and gentle. Guy on my right hand side hits me a little bit, but nothing major. Still there. For some reason I've gone to left foot braking, tapped the guy on the outside of me, but managed to get away with it. Nothing too major and there's no damage, so that's the main thing. I've actually managed to get the slipstream and drop the guys behind me as well into the first straight. Bit of a bad place to go for an overtake, so I'll get early on the brakes and see if he makes a mistake rather than trying to force us down the inside. He didn't really make a mistake, but I haven't lost too much time to the guys behind by dropping back that little bit early on the brakes. So roll it through here, make sure there's no mistakes on this first lap. Even if I have to be kind of slow through certain corners, just make sure that just get this first lap under my belt. Guys behind have dropped back a little bit again, so need to just focus on the guy in front now and put in some lap times. Settle myself into this 50-minute race. So I hit the wall, and I think the guy in front did as well. So both gone wide on that corner, but managed to both gather it up and not make too much of a mess of it. So these guys are going wide. It's led me into the wall for some reason. That's terrible driving from me. I just almost followed them into the wall as they made the mistake. So I hadn't got my radar on, I'll be honest, as you can probably see. So I didn't know where the guy on the inside was then. I hope I didn't ruin his race. But I'm now up in second place rather randomly, and I've got a guy I normally race against in the MRC in front of me. So let's see what we can do from here now. I don't feel like I've done anything massively wrong through there. Like I say, I didn't have my radar on, but this is the time to concentrate for 50 minutes more or less. Now I'm in second place and see what I can actually do in this race. Especially when I've had quite a lot of trouble in practice and qualifying with the car, so I need to just keep it clean and tidy and hope that other people are making mistakes, and that just works in my favour in the long run. So still can't cure that oversteering to the first corner, but feel a bit bad for the first corner. For some reason I was on the left foot on the brakes instead of my right foot, which I'd normally brake with, so I've no idea why I did that, but probably wasn't the best idea for the first corner right next to everyone. I did tap someone, but I don't think I ruined anyone's line or smashed anyone off the track, so hopefully I regretfully hit someone, but got away with it. Again, just trying to keep it nice and clean and tidy up here. Only lap 2, so Diablo needs to be consistent if my plan comes together, because that's all I'm planning on doing. Not being the fastest every lap, but just trying to keep it clean and consistent. There's so many chances to make mistakes around this track, so slow through here, just make sure nothing happens, and then back on the throttle down the hill. Well, big moment, wall to save me luckily. Good job there's no damage on it. I've already been in the pits twice probably. So I've got a 2-second gap to the guys behind more or less now. So that's good to see. And I can just concentrate on making that 5-second gap to Diablo smaller. So yeah, just trying to keep it tidy now. Drop back a little bit, so gap to the guy behind is oh god, that was a bit wide. Just about managed to get away with a touch on the grass and nothing else. I'm actually pulling a lead from the guy behind as well, just about, so that's the crucial thing. Even though I made a bit of a mistake, I'm still not losing time to the guy behind. That's the main thing at this point. If I can catch Diablo in front, all the better, but just don't want anyone coming and getting me really from behind now, which is a good chance after a mistake like that. So the gap 1.2, but I'm not gonna, I could get too caught up in this. I've done this before in races, so I'm going to stop looking at that gap and worrying about the guy behind. I'll glance at it every now and again to make sure he's not right behind me. But other than that, I'll continue with my own race and just try and catch Diablo and get the laps in. Like I said it twice and then I've not actually followed my own advice. So get a purple sector as well as I start concentrating a bit more on the actual track. Saying that, he's right behind me now, so quick glance back and he is there. Stick to the inside line so he can't go anywhere. And I've hopefully got a decent run down the straight, but I might have to give it away to him if he gets a slipstream on me. Obviously I'll try and defend it if I can, but looks like I've got a decent gap actually. I don't know if he's going to slipstream me before the last chicane. Don't think he is, no, he's too far back. I'm not the best on the brakes into there, so he's probably closed up a little bit again without me looking. Yep. So just ease him away out of the last corner. It's easy to make a mistake in that last corner, especially with pressure from behind, so just trying to, even though I'm aware they're there, still drive my lines and not give any respect or room to them yet. In fact, having a bit of a moment in front of them like that can sometimes actually help, because all of a sudden they worry about coming past you and it looks like you're all over the place with the rear end. Not that I meant to do that, but can be off-putting for the guy behind trying to get past you when he can see you struggling with the rear end all over the place into certain corners. So I have to be so cautious through there, but it's good. Felt like a hug to up that time. Bit wide through on the apex there, on the entry. Down a gear just to get a bit more grip. So a bit early on the brakes down here. Used to really pushing certain cars down here, which I've already said I think, but in this car it's just simply not possible, or I don't think it is. Not with the setup I've managed to put on it eventually. So Trying to get the launch out of that corner, but not quite getting it right. Finding them quite close behind again, but it looks like my straight line speed's pretty good, so I actually end up pulling away and they don't get much chance on the slipstream. Reese is a bit closer than they were last lap though, so let's see if we can manage it. I don't think he's going to do it again though. Still not on the radar at the bottom. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it as I come into this corner though, so getting it a bit wild, but still getting the apex hooked up, so that's the main thing. He's flashing his lights now at me, so I don't want to ruin his race if he is coming past. I'll give him the respect, but I'm not going to, we are racing for position, so I'm not just going to let him past. Trying to keep that mid corner speed up there to get the exit better without the oversteer, so finally figuring out what I've kind of got to do through that corner. Just mid corner speed is very important instead of getting the braking super heavy. Pretty much the same through here as well in this car. It's all about getting that turning right so you can get the mid corner bit sorted out. Oh god, drifting it in. Managed to sort it out just about. But big moment into there then. Luckily play a bit of dirt rally too, so it comes into my favour every now and again. Close to the wall there. Close to the wall everywhere I suppose. I've actually pulled a bit of a lead from the guy behind with my amazing drifting. So he's not going to know what's hit him there. Thinks that some drifting Japanese guys just turned up in front of him. But then again he just reels me back in through those corners because I'm absolutely terrible through them. Oh, tap on the wall, that's not good. Drift it round that as well, so I keep dropping into first, which is why I keep losing the back end so much. So another mistake I keep making. I need to sort my driving out. I haven't been driving very well recently, and talking I don't think helps, even though I've been doing this a while now, or a few months. Commentary I mean whilst I drive and stuff, it's still not the easiest for me, so I might actually shut up for a few laps and give myself a chance of doing something a bit better than I am. I'll say that and then end up going off probably. So getting a bit of a gap again to the guy behind, so I can just concentrate on my lines again and not worry too much. Just try and carry the speed as much as possible. I'm actually catching Diablo slowly as well, so maybe his tyres have started going off, but he's had a bit of a mistake somewhere. But Diablo's dropping back slowly to me. He's not close, but he's dropping time, or he has done. So we're just easing it through now, a little bit more, lifting off that a little bit longer through these corners just because of the tyre wear. And then again down here a bit more respect, getting the braking done nice and gently and early, just so you can tip it through the corners as easily as you possibly can. You need to do that through that section, or I do anyway. That's my preferred technique, especially in this car. Keep banging that wall in the same place, helps me out to straighten out for the braking and then get it done for the consistently using it, so I can actually claim it as a genuine technique. Heading down the long straight, getting up to top speed down here, top of 6th gear, up towards 170, 171 maybe. So the braking marker, the 150 braking marker disappeared now, but still not too much trouble into that corner. It's kind of nowhere to brake anyway. Don't think it'll catch many people out. Harder on the brakes, I'm hitting this corner harder than I was at the beginning. Saying that, I've come off the brakes terribly and lost it at the rear a little bit. Keep it on the track. always helps. And then going to the first corner, yep. So not too bad a run. No one thinking about a pit stop yet. Tyres aren't worn anywhere near enough, but fuel's going to be the determining factor, I think, in this one for the pit stops rather than the tyres. I have got to consider that this is rear wheel drive and my rear tyres are wearing quite fast, so I have got to be careful on the brakes and pushing it into this corner in particular. You've already seen me drift into it by accident. Trying to hook up this section now to get maximum speed through here. Tilt it back into the apex, run it wide to the wall. Same here, apex right out to the curb, but not too far. On the brakes to just get that beginning turning section done. Went down into first again, so I lost the rear end into there. I managed to get it done on the brakes so I don't get any time loss in any massive way. So down to 3.4 seconds now, the gap to Diablo in front, and it's coming down quite quickly as well, and still got roughly a 2-second gap to the guy behind, which is Comrie still. Looks like Diablo's the only outside of the UK driver being with the Australian flag there. Everyone else with the British flag. Just hesitated there as I got the braking done. So again the gap's coming down. If you look top left, I'm actually catching Diablo quite quickly now, so see what I can do. I've just got to keep on keeping it tidy, not push too hard. I haven't pushed too hard to catch him up, so I'll just keep on driving as I am and hopefully keep catching him. Really respectful on the tyres through that section now. Up here as well, so long as you can get it turned in, you can still carry a bit of speed, but you've got to be cautious. And same there, you get again a little bit of understeer at the front now. Nothing too much to worry about yet, but certainly starting to feel it. As I put in my purple sector, saying all that. So I'm so slow through there still, but that's the only way I can make sure I avoid any kind of massive incident. I just cannot drop down that compression in this car and get away with it at any speed, so I have to roll through that section so slowly. But luckily on the rest of the track it seems like I'm pretty quick, so I had no idea what kind of pace I was going to be looking at from the other guys in this, but it turns out I'm in second place, so it's good to see. Turns out I'm quite competitive, a bit more so than I was expecting, if I'm honest. I already entered one of these like racing group versus racing group races. Again, I'll just concentrate through the first corner as I drift my way through. And yeah, it ended up getting cancelled eventually, just because it's too hard to get two groups together instead of just one. I'm basically relying on everyone being free on the same night, said that they will be, and actually wanting to race, then remembering what day it starts it on and everything like that as well, and actually turning up on time. And so I see why people might miss the first race, but hopefully the lobbies fill out and it becomes a bit more competitive than 7 people in this league, and if it is just 7 people, I can't imagine that we'll continue for that long. It's just not competitive enough for everyone, I guess. And it don't look like, it looks like to me at a quick glance, if you look at the names on the left hand side, it's more MRC that have turned out than the Next Gen Racing. So it's probably a communication issue somewhere, but I don't know, I could be wrong. People might just not be that interested in this league, but it seemed pretty popular when it got mentioned. So again, I'm within 3 seconds of Diablo, but I'm not catching him particularly quickly now, but I've gained quite a gap now to the guy behind, over 3 seconds, so I can stop worrying altogether about him, so long as I don't make a stupid mistake. And that was a bit stupid, but it'll have to be a bit worse than that. So hitting the inside curb a little bit on the last corner there, but didn't affect me too much actually. Good to know. It's actually starting to use the drift a little bit into the first corner instead of trying to avoid it every corner, every time. It seems pretty predictable actually, so turns out I can probably use it to my advantage a little bit. I'm going to pit soon. I've seen someone else just pitting, so it's definitely pit stop window time, and my fuel's getting pretty low. It's a pretty long lap as well, so you don't want to risk it too much with your fuel. All sorts of wobbly into there, but managed to get it sorted out. And avoided all the walls and everything. Getting tricky through these sections now with the tyre wear, getting close to the wall there, running it a bit wide. Feels like I'm getting a bit of 4-wheel drift going on when I'm pushing it a little bit. And getting closer to the walls than I'd expect from the pace that I'm going through the corner at. So tyres are definitely becoming an issue. Especially into these corners. This seems a particularly bad one just because the weight that disappears off the front axle as you turn over the crest. So I'm going to pit this lap now. Just trying to remember where the pit thing is. It's after this corner. Definitely pit this lap. The little warnings come up as well. So here we go. This is quite a bad corner into the pits if I remember rightly, so let's get it done on the brakes. I've actually gone wide a little bit. Oh god, not too bad. Oh, that was not too bad, I say. It was terrible. How long are we into this race? So I can make soft tyres last a bit longer, but I'm going to have to conserve a bit of fuel because we're not quite halfway through. So I'm going to keep on the softs and not worry about making them last 3 minutes longer. But I have to conserve the fuel a little bit, so I'll probably do that at the beginning of my stint. No, I won't actually. I'll do it towards the middle and the end. So I'll go for a full tank, obviously. Need it just to try and do a one stop. No damage to repairing this, so no extra time lost. Get a penalty for some reason, not sure why. But we've got half a second penalty, so no one behind me, I'll get rid of that straight away. There we go. Means I can brake a bit later into this corner, and especially now I'm on the fresh tyres. Got to consider the full tank though. Does mean that the braking doesn't alter that drastically, just because the combinations the same as the start again. Oh god, no. Woo! Touching the grass there, not good. Didn't have, nothing really happened though. Just just got to keep calm whenever anything like that happens. Try not to overwork anything or do anything too drastic to make it even worse. So just keep calm and try and drive your way off it gently or whatever, you know what I mean. Whenever you have a massive moment somewhere or you end up on the grass but you haven't fully spun it, then just try not to panic too much and bring it back on nice and gently. Anyway, I'm in fourth now after I pitted, so Bayali in front is in the pits now. I'm coming up to the last chicane. Don't think I might get past him, but I doubt it actually. Not from where I am on the track. I haven't even got up to the pit entry yet. And the last corner's pretty slow, so I doubt I'll come out in front of him. But let's see. Oh god. That doesn't help. Yeah, I have gone past him, but let's see where he comes out on the exit. That's the important thing. Sometimes it says you've gone past him and then you can catch him on the exit. So, alright, there he is. He's come out in front of me. Gives me an opportunity to slipstream off someone there, looking at a positive side of it. So I'm still in fourth now. Close to the grass there as I hit the brakes, that was dangerous. So Con Reese has left the room, so there's now only 6 of us. That's good of you, Con. Making it even less competitive between us, but we'll all get good points, I guess. Everyone will be in the hunt for the championship lead if it carries on like this. Even when you have a bad race, if you can only drop down to 6th, then you're still getting good points. Even if you're hitting every wall on the track and you're 5 laps down. Oh no, hit the inside wall and then dropped down a gear and dropped it onto the curb as well, just to double up the mistake. No, that's a bad one. So let's gather it up, not think about that. It's over and done with already. Off we go with a fresh lap. Just pretend it's time trial and it's just started at this point in the track, and off we go. Now don't worry about that mistake. Just lucky that damage isn't on in this championship. Because all these little mistakes, tap of the wall here and there and all that would have been making a hell of a lot of difference to my race. Obviously I would have tried to avoid it that little bit more, but still I probably inevitably would have ended up with a tap here and there. So going for it, coming out of the corner, try to get on it again and put some decent laps in. Pay now in the pits as well, so let's see if we can come out in front of him. Second lap of trying to come out with someone in the pits. Again, I've dropped into third now, so I've gone in front of Pay, but let's see where he's on the exit. That's the important bit, so he's nowhere to actually be seen on the exit. No, he is. He's just ghosting, and he pulls in right behind me. So I'm going to pull over to the right hand side. I'll just stick to the middle of the track a little bit, deter him from having any attempt into this corner, because I don't like to hit the brakes too late, so I don't want him diving on me. And carry the speed and hopefully gain a bit of a lead to him. So he's got slightly fresher tyres than me, but not enough to make much difference. Drift my way in, that's not good, but managed to hook it up again. It's a genuine technique if you can use it, but I don't mean to. So it feels a bit wild through here, so I'm just going to lift off that little bit through there. Oh, still carried too much speed and hit the wall. Need to consider this guy behind me, but keep it clean still and keep it nice and tidy through here, not get too carried away and start pushing too much through that section. I just can't get away with it, so even if I have to hold someone up a little bit through there, then so be it. That's their problem, they're stuck behind me. So trying to get a good launch out of there. He's actually got a penalty now as well behind me, so that's quite good for me. It looks like only half a second, but at a quick glance, have another quick drink. Top of 6th gear again, 170 mile an hour as we head through that corner. drifting it through again, so I'm not doing the rear tyres any favours, but I am pulling a bit of a gap. So that's the main thing at this point. I don't want to be battling away with that guy. I just want to have my own race. Does mean that I don't have much action going on around me, but obviously if I can stay in third and not have much action going on around me, then so be it. It's a good start to the season for me, even though there's only 6 people in this. I've definitely dropped him back now with a 2.5 second lead, so that's my worry about him over, unless I do something massively drastic. He's on the fresh tyres, so I can't completely forget about him, but at the same time, that's quite a big lead I've gained on him straight away. So just trying to keep it neat and tidy again. Bathurst, so easy to make a mistake. Choosing not to lift that time. Now I've got fresher tyres and actually hooking it into the apex and getting it done. Flat out, getting close to that wall, a bit too close on 2 consecutive laps now. 1 I skimmed it and actually hit it a little bit, and then 2 I was very close there. So I need to get that under control. Small little details on this track that make all the difference. Oh god, details like that. So that's the corner I've been moaning about my car all night. I just can't get through it very fast, and if I do go fast or faster than I dare, I just can't keep it clean. It's just almost impossible. I don't know why. It's probably just me. I'm using the Lamborghini as my excuse, but I'm sure there's loads of people that can lap round here quickly in the Lamborghini with no problems. Oh, I'm getting a bit warm. Did this last night, get my top on, and then I ended up getting a bit hot by the end of it. Oh god, it's gone wide, checking that my heater's not on. So using that exit curve to its most, I'm probably still not the fastest through that first corner, but I feel like I'm pretty consistent now. Looking at my lap times, oh god. Just glanced at my lap times at the exact wrong time, so make sure that I don't collect pay here. If he tries to get past me, I'll stick to the inside, so he can't really, if I can help it. And then it's down to me to gain a lead again, so no contact calls, not the neatest and tidiest of moves to defend there, but at least I didn't cause any contact, and Pay probably expected it. It's not like he was side by side with me and I did it. So just trying to defend my position after a mistake. Oh, another mistake, hitting the wall. I need to shut up. Right, he's definitely passed this time. Oh, he's broke heavily. I need to let him pass there, really. That's not fair from me, coming on unfairly there. Just get to the, oh god, I'm going to say get to the opportunity of letting him pass fairly. Is anyone else coming? I can't see anything because of my frigging face. Oh, that's not good. So he's definitely gained a massive lead on me there, his Pay. I need to look back briefly, make sure no one's right behind me, which they aren't at the moment, but there soon will be probably. So that's a big, big moment from me. Just waffling on too much there, I think, and I lost concentration. Anyway, I'm a bit gutted about that, but I'm only dropped into 4th, so let's see if I can just push for the rest of the race now. Got less than 20 minutes left, so it's like a little sprint race in itself from now on, with a massive gap to the guy in front, but hopefully tyres seem to make a bit of difference, and I can keep mine reasonably well. I need to put a bit of fuel saving on as well, and probably other people do, so I'll get that done early so I can push towards the end, even though my tyres won't be the freshest. So let's get fuel saving on, probably put it on 4 for a whole lap, and that'll save quite a bit. Get a chance to look, I've got 5.2 laps of fuel, so, and I'm nowhere near the end of the lap, so I've got basically 5 laps of fuel. And if I look at the time, we've got, what, is that counting down or up? I can't look for long enough. 20, it's going up. So we've got 17 minutes left, 16 minutes left more or less. 16 minutes left, so God, I did quite well doing that through those corners. So yeah, that's let's say 17 for the argument's sake. I need more fuel basically. I really need to save my fuel. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. So let's have a lap at 6, or maybe even 2 laps at 6, and then just push then on the rest of the fuel. 2-minute laps, so I've got at least 7, 8 laps to go, and I've got 5 laps of fuel, so I definitely need to fuel save. I don't know how that's managed to drop so far short, if I'm honest, after my first stint was pretty close to 25 minutes. I know it wasn't quite 25 minutes, but for those that have been watching all the way through, just whilst I'm at it and I'm halfway through a corner, if you're liking this and you fancy watching some more or different videos that I've been doing, give them a watch, and if you like them, subscribe or give us a like. Let me know what you think. Just trying to get a bit of a commentary thing going on PlayStation 4 content basically, and treat it quite seriously with sim racing style. So I'm actually starting to get a sweat on now. I can feel it on my forehead a bit. Not to do with the racing, the intense racing that's going on around me every corner. But no, not that's getting me all heated. It's just the racing seems to do this to me these days. Maybe it's because it was my birthday the other day and I've just gone 34. So it might be the menopause, the male menopause I've started going through because I'm so old. Assuming that there's not loads of people that are about 80 watching this. I'm only joking as well, I don't know what it is, I just end up getting a bit sweaty because of the steering input on certain tracks. I think I don't give it enough consideration what kind of track it is and think, oh yeah, there's absolutely loads of corners to that and it's pretty full on. So yeah, I think it's that really, and then in the race I end up pushing pretty much every lap and getting a bit of a sweat on. I know I could brake later into that corner, but I just don't want to risk it. Same with every corner on this track pretty much. Just prefer to keep it safe if I can. So easy, again I'll repeat myself, it's so easy to have a mistake because I have a bit of oversteer there, but that's not a massive mistake. 25-second gap I've got to the guy in front now, that's ridiculous. I haven't really looked at that recently. So I won't be closing that down anytime soon. Half a minute behind the leaders. Bayali now in the lead. Diablo in second, Pay 8156, probably his pin number, in third and me in fourth. NRG Cutler in fifth, bad corner because I'm looking at where everyone is, and then Buddy in sixth. Oh god, no, not again. Oh, that was close. I had to correct it and lose more time correcting it. 120 mile an hour through there, getting up to 130 as you come through this one. Oh, hitting the wall again, but lifted off enough for it not to make much difference. Got the grip on the tyres for me to just be able to get away with a bounce off the wall. Obviously it wouldn't be the case in real life, that would be absolute life ruiner. Race ruiner certainly, but possibly a life ruiner at that kind of speed and hitting into the wall like that. But these cars are strong on Gran Turismo. So we're getting towards 11 minutes left now, so we're looking at roughly 5 laps, so I need to check my fuel again and just hope that I'm somewhere near managing to get 5 laps, even if I'm on fuel saving 6, which I am, which is why that lead in front is just gaining, is just going so quickly. He's now up to 33 seconds faster than me. When it was 25 a minute ago, so he's gained 8 seconds in what felt like a reasonable lap, although I've just got the power setting down to the slowest on the engine. So I've got 3.8. I'm not even gonna make it, I don't think. So this is a massive oversight, and I keep doing this in league racing. I need to get my strategy sorted out a bit better than I do, and I needed to fuel save on that first stint, it turns out, and then I wouldn't have hit these problems so badly now. I could have got away with a little bit of fuel saving and not quite as much, but no, I got greedy on that first stint, found myself in second place and just went with it, trying to catch up with Diablo. But I should have been more intelligent about it looking back at it now, and I should have done a bit of fuel saving in the first stint and spread it out between the 2 stints instead of doing it all in the second one. Sounds obvious now I say it. Oh, I could feel it going. Oh, bloody gone into reverse as well. Where is everyone? No one behind me, luckily. This is terrible now, and I really need to take my top off. I'm going to bloody die if I don't. Dehydration. So I just need that time to come down a bit now so I can actually use the fuel that I've got left and use it as God intended. If you're wondering if I'm a believer or not after saying that, I am a believer. I'm quite the atheist. Oh God. Getting scrappy, just need to get to the end of this now. At least I'm not in last place, that's all I can really take from this. I could have had a better result, I think. I haven't made massive mistakes, but I have dropped time here, there and everywhere, and this fuel saving certainly not doing me any favours now. Really not doing me any favours. I hope other people end up having to pit or something, just so I can possibly towards the end force a bit more of a push and get to at the end still on the fuel, keeping my eye on the gap, so it's still around the 33 second mark to the guy in front, so I need him to pit really, and then if he does, then I've actually got a chance of getting third maybe, but if not, then I don't think there's much hope. I just hope the guy behind me isn't going to start reeling me in too quickly as well. There's still a few laps to go. Oh no, especially making mistakes like that. What the hell was that? Right, so he's going to reel me in rather quickly if I do stuff like that. I need to build enough speed up to get the handbrake pulled. Maybe too much speed, I've completely ruined that. Where's this guy? He's coming through now, so if I get in front, I've still got it. Slowly does it, don't panic. So that was a massive mistake, and he's now 2 seconds, 3 seconds behind me, and I've got this fuel saving still going on, and I'm drifting still, so that's no good. So it's 2.4 seconds behind me leading onto the straight. I'm going to have to give my a blast down the straight of without fuel saving, see if I can keep this position and then put it back on for a few corners. I can't just let him drive past me on the straight. I'm not willing to let it happen. So I'm using a lot of fuel just going down here now. Probably too much, probably detrimental later on. My tyres have gone massively, so I'm all over the place. I need to keep an eye out for this guy so I don't ruin his race. I'll put my fuel saving on 5, compromise slightly from the 6 that I was on. My tyres have gone. I don't want to ruin his race, so I'll stick to the inside and let him past. He's got past me anyway, I didn't have to let him past, I didn't lift or anything then. Make sure I don't get it wrong on the brakes and go into the back of him. I've got a tiny penalty to get rid of, but nothing major. Get rid of it now, just lift off slightly. Oh, so it's all gone wrong. I feel like every race I do at the moment, I need to stop doing this commentary in a way. I really do. I really quite enjoy doing it, but I don't think it does any favours for my racing. I just feel like I make so many more mistakes than I normally would do if I want talking the whole way through it. So it's my own fault, obviously. I'm not blaming anyone, but at the same time, I do enjoy the commentary side of it as well as the racing now, and I kind of do want to do it, but I think it just does hinder me too much. And if I want to do some decent races and actually try and win some races again, then I need to give it a rest with the commentary and streams and stuff like this. Just do it on more fun things like Dirt Rally 2 and a couple of project cars things and that kind of thing, maybe not so serious stuff, but should keep these league races maybe off stream. Only my own personal opinion. People might actually want to watch these things, and in that case I'll probably end up carrying on doing it, but I just think it's probably until I get a bit better at doing all this, it's probably time to put an end to streaming and actual league racing at the same time. It's just a little bit too much, just too many mistakes creeping, and I just can't help but talk as well, so I do find it hard to just leave a really long silence for ages, hence why I never really shut up. If I had a bigger gap to the guy behind me, I think I'd actually consider pulling over and taking my jumper off. I need to check my fuel again. Where are we in the... oh, I've messed up the first corner because of that. The guy behind me is not that far behind either, he's not that close either, but... So, I've got 1.7 laps left of fuel. I might put it back on fuel saving 6. We've got 2 minutes remaining, so just started this lap, so this means this lap and then one more. So oh no, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry about the language, but what the fuck am I doing? Exactly what I was just on about, the fucking commentating and bloody racing, looking at all the stats and trying to commentate on it all. It really doesn't help. Oh Jesus Christ, here it comes as well. What a friggin' idiot I am. Can't believe I've just done that. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm really serious, because I do kind of take this seriously to a point, or try to, and then I just ruin it for myself. So slightly annoyed with myself, as you can probably hear. Let's not get too bogged down in that though, and let's carry on and not come last. That was my aim. Did quite well at the beginning, but it's all gone tits up since then. Oh, I've just hit the wall. Oh, I'll give him the position. I'm just going to ruin his race if not, especially down here. So really quite fair of me, I like to think, but Honest, I'm probably going to ruin this race if I ran side by side or he was right behind me through there, so probably better off to let him go and then try getting back down here if anything. But I still am fuel saving, don't forget, so hopefully if I have a look now, I've got 1.4 laps remaining, so when I actually come to the end of this lap I might be able to turn it off and have one full last lap. Not that it'll make any difference because of my rear tyres, but the maximum fuel use and maximum engine setting. Oh my god, my rear tyres have gone too much. I wish I could say I was good enough to handle it, but I'm not. They're just too much to handle for me now. This car was not the easiest to drive in the first place, but on these kind of tyres now they're worn like that, it's almost impossible. Right, I'm right at the back now. Let's stop messing about with the fuel. Let's get that number one. Oh, I don't think we can actually get a lap in. Rear tyres really gone on me now. Oh my god, I didn't realise Diablo's coming through to bloody lap me. That's embarrassing. So I'm messing about all over the place as I'm not even in the race. Diablo, the leader, comes past me, wondering what the hell's going on. You were racing me at the start. How come he's a lap down and then he sees my driving and goes, ah, yeah, I see. I get it. That's why he's a lap down. I've just caught him up after a full lap of racing in front of him, and then I catch him just smacking into the wall as I do that. So again, got no real control over the car now with these tyres. Can't believe how hard this is actually. I don't think I've ever taken rear tyres quite this far. It's normally the front tyres that I really get into and I don't really worry too much about if they get too worn, but the rear's a different story, especially on this Lambo. I better let everyone pass as well and not get in anyone's way, so although it's a bad place to do it, I'm going to let these guys pass. So that guy passed anyway. Pay. Again, I was racing him as he came out of the pits. Terrible race from me here to drop this far back. I don't think the one stops really helped me. I should have gone for the two. Oh, this is absolutely ruined now. So I guess I haven't actually put much decent racing up on my YouTube yet, because like I say, I feel like it's all gone tits up since I started commentating. But yeah, I'm just going to bring it home now. This is the last lap, so I'm in last place, nothing to gain. Oh, what a shame. I feel like I've really ruined that. I should have just gone for a two-stop and pushed all the way. I really should. Knowing how much fuel saving I've had to do in the end there, well, if I'd have known, if I'd have done a bit more pro, for frig's sake, the same corner, it just kicks on that corner. And no problems through there the whole race till now. So I'm just holding everyone up for the finish now as they all wait for me and wonder where the hell I am with 40-second gap to the guy in front of me. Just breeze round 2-minute 32 gap. Jesus Christ, it's embarrassing. It's only a 50-minute race and I've dropped back that far. Anyway, I finally get to the end, didn't run out of fuel. Was absolutely pointless fuel saving because it got me nowhere. I might as well just stopped again. And yeah, lesson learned, I guess. I really want to get a decent video. I haven't done one for ages. Oh, for God's sake. Bloody Lambo looks terrible. I've scratched all over the place. I'm a pro now because the AM from Pro-Am's been rubbed off on the front. Right, anyway, cheers for watching if you have done. I've been ADG. I'm going to wrap it up pretty quickly. Thank you for supporting me if you have. And yeah, if you've enjoyed it, give us a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and cheers for watching. Like I say, good night, and see you soon. Oh, wrong button. Adios.